afternoon. Welcome to Angie's Place. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Um, Let me just get one thing straight. And mom, let me just get one thing straight. Now I'm gonna leave it alone. Y'all know how I am. My followers know how I am. Let me just get one thing straight. We cannot sit up here and judge these people because we don't. I'm gonna be at the end of the day. We don't know what happened in the house. We don't know what's going on in that house. And I'm going to be honest with y'all. The person that needs to speak up that we haven't heard at all was the dad. The dad haven't said anything. The children hadn't said anything. Okay? So it kind of like I'm getting puzzled because I'm feeling like now, like everybody is talking about it, right? You got so many people talking and saying these things, but let's look at it. The person that really need to tell us all the truth. I ain't speaking of the truth. Okay? So let's get that together. So you have to allegedly, all this is allegedly, right? The everything that's going on. I do not condone um domestic violence. The domestic violence, what people don't understand, domestic violence could be physically, emotionally, and it can come in all different forms. Okay? Physical, emotionally, sexually, all that plays a big part. Um, and mental abuse, all that together, it's a lot of abuse, can come in many terms. So, we don't know, y'all. We don't know. Some people saying it's a skit. Some people saying it's not a skit. Some people saying this. Some people saying that. So we getting all these different things. One person saying this, one person saying that. So you don't know. We don't know, y'all. And at the end of the day, we probably won't know. Because at the end of the day, we don't know what happened in these folks' house. We only assuming. You know what I'm saying? Because growing up in an African American home, where pressure is on the mom and dad from the inside and the outside world. They feel like they can't accomplish or do the things that, you know, they have seen other people do. You know what I'm saying? So they feel as though it's hard on them. But when it comes down to situations where when I'm getting tired of, I'm gonna be honest with you, when I'm getting tired of every time the household majority of it get broken up, it's because of somebody else in doing something in the relationship or going out of the relationship to handle their problems. And that's what a lot of the stuff come from, with the conflict, the arguments, the cussing and beating each other up and all this stuff, because somebody's is losing in the marriage some way. Now let's put it in perspective. Okay, it could be the lady's fault. It could be the man's fault. But majority of the time, a lot of the stuff that happened with the fussing and arguing and screaming and yelling at each other and all that stuff, because somebody else invited somebody else on a telephone call, on email, or someone invited it for a conversation, or let's go somewhere, let's talk, or we're getting steady instead of selling it with their partner, they go moving around. So when they start moving around, then problems happen, because the outside person, let me just tell y'all something. The outside person is always the person that's giving the advice to that person so they can have that person for themselves. So the outside person is telling you, you should do this or you should do that. That could be a man or woman. You should be doing this or you should be doing that. Then she could do that. And that person started getting in the middle because they thinking that the person that's inside is against them, but the person that's outside is helping them, and the person that's outside is giving them all the advice that they shouldn't be getting from anyway from the jump. So that's how a lot of marriages break up. The internet has changed, y'all. The internet has a lot to do with marriages failing. The internet has a lot to do with um when they start going out and they marriages and stuff like that, talking to people. You got Facebook, you got Instagram, you got now you got TikTok, you got all these you got YouTube, you got all these places where people meet people, and then they start liking somebody and that person giving them more attention. And sometimes that's the way it go. It could have been like he just picked up his phone, and like they said, he could that lady could have said something to him, and she probably did feel like, dang, he cheating on me. And for this go on the woman's side, this go on the male side. And some majority of the time when a man cheats on a woman, it hurts to the deep core, especially when she had children by him and she started having children and stuff like that or whatever. Because I've been through it. I've been through it, so I already know how I feel to be hurt and be cheated on. I'm a good woman. I'm a good woman. I'm gonna stand by my man. I'm gonna do what I gotta do to take care of my family. But it's a limit to everything. He could have did it. It goes both ways, ladies. It's just not just us, because there's some women out here that do some dirty, cruddy stuff. The men too. Let's just be honest. But what I'm saying, and I'm gonna be done with it, they need to go and settle their stuff theirself instead of getting on this internet, keep going back and forth, talking to these people that they shouldn't be talking to. First and foremost, handle the business that need to be handled and all this stuff. Now, the daughter got into it. Now this was another part. Now the daughter is in it. I felt really bad when I saw that, because I know how it is when the kids are involved. I had my kids involved in a situation like that, which I would never ever do. I never do. Okay, I would never ever do that again, because that does something to a child mental when the kids start getting involved, because of course the kids want their mom and their dad together. They don't want to see. Let me tell you something about a child. A child like to see their mom and their dad together. Okay, they loved seeing it. They love to see their mom and dad happy. They love to see all that stuff. But then the child is involved. So now the child is on there talking about her dad. Now, you remember when he got sick and he had his surgery, and the mom brought the child to see the dad, to see the father. He was so happy. All this stuff. You know what I'm saying? He was happy. He was crying. He was on Facebook. He was crying because he was, because he wanted to see his daughter, because he thought that he wasn't gonna be here for long. Okay, surgery was successful, everything went good, and the part that hurts me, because I like both of them. I like both of them. And I'm caught in the middle, because all the stuff that's happening. And far as the brother, I like the brother too, so it's like I'm not taking no sides, but I'm against domestic violence on any woman, any man, because men go through it too. I'm against that totally 100%, y'all. Y'all know how I feel about people. Y'all know how I love people, all that stuff. But the thing is, we help in the situation when we're not supporting the family. We need to support the family, steady taking this side, this side, that side. And that baby had to come in the middle. I knew it was going to happen. I knew the child was going to come. So now the child is involved and all that stuff. So it's like a lot of stuff that's going on now. It's going to need to fix a upper. It's going to need to be fixed. It's going to have to be resolved anyway, because now the court going to get involved. And now family's going to be even torn apart, because I know how I feel when a family is torn apart. But you can only do for so much. They need life. She keep what she has. He keeps what he has. And he gets some time to spend time with his daughter or with someone watching or whatever, till she get a age that she can talk. And that's it. That's it. The bottom line. Feelings are involved. Of course, they love each other, because I don't think she'll be on here crying, and I don't think he'll be so upset. I think he wants to cry and do all that stuff, but he's still trying to be a man. You know what I'm saying? Trying to uphold everything. And another thing I want to say, I'm gonna just tell y'all this: people makes mistakes, y'all. People make mistakes, because when anger happens, it happens that we be so angry, we be so upset that when it happened, we don't think, and we think. at the end, when everything else that has somebody might have got cut, somebody got might get, even the worst of it all got killed. We don't think because we think with our heart, you know, because and then the enemy is standing right there laughing because he loves that, because he's very crafty. He don't like to see togetherness and the family together and all that stuff. You see what I'm saying? So I already know that. I've been through all that stuff. So what I'm trying to say is, at the end of the day, they need to sit down, they need to talk, they need to go to either spiritual counseling or something, and stop putting it on the internet. Take it down, move it away. I don't even post too much about what's going on in my life now. I might vent because I'm only human, but I'm just saying, if anybody was to go past this video, let's show them some type of compassion. Let's stop judging. Let's just let these people put their problems to rest. Let them do their counseling or whatever they got to see to for that baby that they have. They don't need to be together right now. As I see, they do not need to be together. They need to be separate. She go her way, he go his way, and they can co-parent to some kind of way. But the babies also need some type of counseling too, because they have seen what happens in our life and what has gone on inside the home and all that stuff. And then some people are better apart. We got to think about that. But far as Mr. and Mrs. LaTruth situation, let them handle their business. Leave it alone, y'all. It's nothing. At the end of the day, it's nothing that we can do. At the end of the day, it's nothing that we can say. It's going to take them two to come together and get together and settle their problems, because at the end of the day, that's their problems, that's their household, that's where they pay the checks on their mortgage and their cars and stuff like that. That's their life, and we just adding on to the situation. If we're not going to bring anything positive, then we need to leave it alone. If you can't bring anything positive to the situation, people talking about what happened with their lives and what went on with their selves and stuff like that, but you got to understand, that's your life and that's their life. Far as the cheating and all that stuff, who knows who did what and who did what first. And that came from the beginning of what I was just talking about. A lot of times these relationships and stuff happen because you got some outside person that gained that person on to say, oh, you should leave her alone, or you should do that, because people don't like to see families together when they doing good. You always gonna have that side person or those side people out gaining. Everybody's it's like everybody trying to do it. It's like a come up. It's like, I got to come up on this person. I got to come up on that person. Both of them very successful, very intelligent people, and they got a lot going on. So you got some people that's going to test you. The enemy send people there to test you all the time. Like I said, he's very crafty. He knows what he's doing, okay? So you got to be very careful and be very selective who you want in your life, because they can very well be the same people that set you up. How we don't know this was a setup. This was a setup for her to break up with her husband, or it could be a setup for him to break up with his wife. You'll be last to know, but it's all gonna come out. But at the end of the day, I think people as ourselves, we need to step back and let Mr. and Mrs. LaTruth handle their business. I think she need to stay off the internet. I think he need to stay off the internet, and they need to get help and get what they need to your divorce or whatever you're gonna do. Live separate, go on out of the business, take care of those kids, and call it a day. That's it. That's all. All this other stuff and all that stuff is irrelevant. And these people that's trying to I just came out because I'm just tired of hearing it. It's every time you see it, it's like da 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 da. Everybody got to put these long drawn videos about it. I'm just can't hear it, and I just said what I had to say because I got things that I got to do. Matter of fact, I got to take care of my own house. Okay, so I can't be worrying about what Mr. and Miss LaTruth doing. I'm just saying right is right, wrong is wrong, and his life. I'm gonna tell you another thing before I go. Life is short, y'all. We don't know if we're going to be here. Every second matters. Every second matters. So that's their life. This is our life. And let's continue. At that note, thank you for visiting Angie's Place. I gotta go take care of some business. I talk to you later. I love you, love you, love you. Thank you for visiting my page, and I'll talk to you soon. I'm out.